Hi guys, so for your task today, I have asked you to write the really scary letter. Okay, so if you turn to page 32 and 33 of Who Let the Gods Out, the really scary letter starts off with, Dear Mrs. Hooper, we act on behalf of EasyDosh Limited. Your failure to make payments in accordance with your loan obligation of £20,000 has resulted in proceedings to recover possession of Home Farm, Little Motbury, Wiltshire. If the outstanding monies reach us by 1 calendar month from the date of this letter, no further action will be taken. If you do not take the action required, your home will be repossessed on Friday the 19th of November. Then it goes on to say that the letter waffled on for another 2 pages. So what we're going to do is try and write a bit more of that letter. So up on the board here, I have started to think about what I need to remember if I'm writing a formal letter. This would be a formal letter because it's from a company to a person and they're asking for their money back. So it's going to be very formally written. And in the documents section, I have put you some ideas of sentence openers that you might use in a formal letter to help you out. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that there to help me while I write. So I started off by how we would do a formal letter is the name of our company would be on the right hand side over here. So I've given the company a name and I've made up an address because we don't know the company's name, but we know they're acting on behalf of the loan company. So I decided to call them You're in Big Trouble Limited. So a company called You're in Big Trouble. I've given them a PO box number because I figured that a company like this probably gets a lot of horrible letters back. So I've done a PO box number, which basically means that we don't know exactly where they are, but they have a post office box. So PO Box 742, London W12 1BA. I've made that up, so you can make up your own. So the company address goes on the right-hand side. The person who you're sending it to, their address goes on the left-hand side. So this letter is obviously for Josie Hooper, Home Farm, Little Motbury, Wiltshire. Again, I've made up a postcode. We don't know her postcode, so I just made one up there. That's the address that's in that really scary letter in the book. Then on the right-hand side again, we put the date of our letter. Doesn't have to be the 12th of May, it can be whenever you want it to be. And then we're going to start our letter off with Dear Mrs. Hooper. Now, I'm not going to write out everything that's on these pages already, so the part of the letter that's already written. I'm going to kind of pick it up from the end of this. So after it says, if you do not take the action required, your home will be repossessed on Friday the 19th of November. I'm just going to kind of pick it up and go with my own version from there. So I thought, I looked back at my list of sentence openers and I thought I would start off with further to our recent telephone conversation. So let's get my pen. Dear Mrs. Hooper, further to our recent telephone conversation. There would be a comma there because that's our fronted opener, isn't it? Further to our recent telephone conversation, then I might say something like, I would like to remind you. So I'm going to think that this company are not very nice. Now, chances are companies like this that you owe money to, they're going to send one of their people out to knock on your door and say, have you got my money, aren't they? So I'm going to say something about like a representative from that company. So a person from that company is going to come and visit them. So further to our recent telephone conversation, I would like to remind you, I'd like to remind you that, let me remember what my idea that I came up with, that a representative, that's the word I was going to use, a representative from, and I'm going to put the name of the company in here, from You're in Big Trouble Limited will be, and let's have that person, that representative, visiting them just before this deadline or a couple of weeks before this deadline that they've been given. So visiting your home, will be visiting your home on, let me just double check that date. When did they say it was due? Friday the 19th of November. So let's say on the 1st of November, so a few weeks before. That sounds fair enough. Further to our recent telephone conversation, I would like to remind you that a representative from You're in Big Trouble Limited will be visiting your home on the 1st of November to further discuss your loan agreement. So, sticking really closely, full stop. So sticking really closely to the story, we know that that's what is happening. We know that their home is going to be repossessed, which means that they are going to come and take their house away from them, essentially, and Elliot and his mum will end up homeless. So we're going to say that we're going to remind them in this letter that a representative is going to come round to have a little discussion with them and to have a little chat with them about this loan agreement and remind them that they owe all this money, just in case they've forgotten, because I'm sure Elliot would have forgotten. I don't think so. Okay, so further to our recent telephone conversation, I'd like to remind you that a representative from You're in Big Trouble Limited will be visiting your home on the 1st of November to further discuss your loan agreement. Can you see how formal that sounds? So what I don't want in this letter is a chatty kind of the way you would talk to your friends kind of tone to it. I want it to be really formal. So really, like, actually, you're in big trouble here, Mrs. Hooper. You haven't paid this money back and you're in trouble. So it's a very, very formal letter. What else did I come with? So we proposed that. I was going to use this one here. So we propose that you. We propose that you. So that's kind of, we suggest. We propose, we would like you to, that you make yourself available on this day. So we suggest that you make yourself available on this day because it's very important that our representative speaks to you. And we'll have them completing on this day to complete, let's say they've got to sign some forms or something, they've got some paperwork they need to do. Complete the necessary paperwork. Okay, so I've written literally 2 sentences there. I've used a really lovely opener and one that is on our list, one that's on the document that I've given you. And I've used a second one here, we proposed that. Now, these are really formal sentence openers, so there's loads of them on here for you to help you out. Use this and pull together your letter using these little prompts to help remind you what's going to make a really formal letter in a really lovely tone. So that's the start of a formal letter for you. That's the really scary letter with a little bit more information. So I want you to have a go at that yourselves today. Have a go, have a play around with those words, use the sentence openers to help you, and then if you can, drop it into SharePoint for me because I'd love to see what you've been doing, or ping it over on an email and I'll have a look later. Good luck, guys. Missing you so much and wish I could see all your faces. This is really strange talking into the camera on the laptop. I don't like it one bit. I want to see you. I want to be talking about this and you giving me loads of ideas, but this is the way it is. So have a great day and hopefully I'll speak to you. Hopefully, with any luck, see you really soon. Take care, guys. Bye.